and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking all about my teeth journey, as you can see by the title, and how I got from this to this. So yeah, let's get started. I'm really excited. It's been a hell of a long journey, but I'm finally glad to say I'm finished with Invisalign, finished with teeth whitening, and I finished with my composite bonding. So yeah, I'm all done now, and this is the result. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that this video is going to be quite lengthy. I'm going to go into detail about Invisalign, composite bonding, teeth whitening, and all that jazz. So if you want to see specific topics, look in the description below where I'll have the timestamps for everything. And yeah, grab a drink and enjoy. Okay, so let's get started. I've got some notes on my phone about what I want to include. So the first thing was deciding whether you want Invisalign or braces. There's loads of advantages and disadvantages to both of them. I've never had braces, but my sister has. Obviously Invisalign is less visible. It's not completely invisible, but it is less visible than braces. Also with Invisalign, it's a little bit weird because if you're going out to eat a meal, you suddenly have to like whip the Invisaligns out before you eat. Whereas if you have braces, you can just eat with them on. Also with Invisalign, it's more like you need to have trust in yourself that you can actually wear them, because I can tell you now, I'm going to get into this later on in the video, but I can tell you now, the first 2 weeks of Invisalign was so painful and even I wanted to give up on it. So yeah, with Invisalign, you kind of need to trust yourself that you are going to wear them because you're paying a lot of money for it, first of all. You just had to push through the pain, yeah. I can't really talk much about braces because like I said, I've never had them, but I will be talking all about Invisalign, so let's get on to that. I ended up going with Invisalign just because it was the only option my dentist offered, but here are some advantages and disadvantages of both braces and Invisalign. Since the age of like 12, I think, I decided I really wanted straight teeth, and I remember going to my dentist appointment and asking my dentist if I was eligible for braces, and they told me no. They said I wasn't eligible, and I even asked to be referred to an orthodontist because I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure you have to be referred to be able to go to the orthodontist, and they told me as well that I wasn't eligible. So long story short, I had been trying to get braces for a long time, but I realised I wasn't going to get them for free under the NHS. So in the end, I ended up waiting until I turned 18, saved up some money, and ended up going private with Invisalign instead. So with Invisalign, I've heard with some people that their dentists don't do it. You need to actually be referred to an orthodontist for it. But for me personally, I just asked my dentist. I was at a dentist appointment and I was like, hey, look, I really don't like the shape of my teeth, how crooked they are. Can we do braces or Invisalign? And they were like, oh, we don't do braces, however, we can do Invisalign here. So I was like, yes, let's go for it, tell me more. So I got all the information. They did Invisalign consultation appointment, which is basically where they discuss what they can do a 3D scan of your teeth, and you do have to pay for that. I think it's like £100 or £200, but then if you decide to go with the Invisalign, they take that away from the total price, so it's contributed towards the total price. So yeah, I did that. I got a 3D scan of my teeth. I think I might have a picture that I can insert. And from the 3D scan, they could see exactly how your teeth were going to shift and how many trays you'd need and stuff like that. And as soon as I saw the result, I was like, yes, I want to go for that. That's what I want. So I went for it. The price varies depending on your teeth and how crooked they are and what you need doing, if you have a gap, if you have crowdedness. So the price is going to vary, but it can go from like 2,000 to 7,000, I've heard. My pricing was pretty reasonable, I think. And they do let you pay monthly. I just decided to pay it all in one go. And then after that is when they book you in for your Invisalign. They have to do a scan of your teeth and they send that off to Invisalign because the dentists, they work with Invisalign, which is the company, and they have a lab in there and stuff, which is how they get your retainers made. I remember I had to wait like a week or two to receive my first Invisalign trays, and as soon as I put them on, I was like, oh my god, they were so tight. I don't know if my teeth had shifted in that 2-week period, but yeah, they felt super tight when I first put them on, and I can't exactly remember where this part was, but I did have to get minimal reductions done on the side of my teeth. So let me get onto that just now. So with the minimal reductions, it's basically shaving the sides of your teeth. This is mainly if you have crowdedness. It's just used to make room for your teeth to actually fit. And I was told that this wasn't going to be painful. Let me tell you, that was a lie. I think it was mainly my gums. My gums were so sensitive, and whenever they'd file the teeth, they'd always have to go all the way up to the to where your gum is, and my dentist was like, oh, I'm sorry about the sound, I know it can hurt your ears. And I was thinking, it's not hurting my ears, it's hurting my gums. So yeah, I don't know, that's just me being sensitive. I've heard people say that it doesn't hurt at all. It did to me. So I did have to get anesthesia injected in me at one point, and it was the funniest feeling because my lip felt numb. I even tried to drink some water and I literally couldn't feel the bottom of my lips, and I was like drooling everywhere. It wasn't a nice picture. So I can't tell if the minimal reduction is going to hurt you or not, but it did hurt me. Maybe I'm just sensitive. I don't know. I mainly had to get the reductions done on my bottom teeth because they used to be so crowded. The top ones, I think it was only like in the middle, but that was like halfway through my Invisalign process. And I think in total it was like 2 or 3 sessions of minimal reduction. I did not look forward to those appointments, but I knew that they had to be done. The worst part about the minimal reduction was that my mouth was open so wide that I ended up having these marks on the side of my mouth, and it made it so hard to eat. I could barely open my mouth and it was so painful. Now let's get on to actually wearing the Invisalign and what that was like. So as I said, the first 2 weeks were super painful. They were so tight that I even struggled, and I didn't even have acrylics back then, but I even struggled to take them off. I could barely sleep. I had to take painkillers. It was just this unnatural thing that was in your teeth, and you're not used to it being there, and your teeth are not going to like that, and you're going to be in a little bit of pain. But don't let that discourage you, because as I said, the end result is amazing and I would never go back. Like, I'm so glad I did Invisalign. It was so worth it, so worth the money, so worth the pain. Would never go back. I didn't like my teeth. I was so insecure about them because every time someone looked at my mouth, I was just thinking, they're thinking how bad my teeth are. They're just thinking how crowded they are. And my teeth, the bottom ones especially, they were so crowded that it looked like I had a chopped tooth, because one tooth was so in front of the other, so it made the other one look so like low down. It made it look as if I had a chopped tooth. So yeah, I was just so insecure. Now I'm not. So the way my dentist decided to work around my Invisalign was that I'd have an appointment once a month, and my dentist would just check that my teeth are actually shifting and that everything was working smoothly, and he'd only give me the next 4 Invisalign trays, so then when I'd come back I'd pick up the next 4 after that, etc, etc. I think in total I had like 20 trays exactly, and I didn't need to get any more refinement trays, which is great, even though at one point I did think I was gonna have to, but I'll insert a video about that here. I've been on Invisalign for a couple of months now. I'm on my 20th tray. This is what my teeth are looking like at the moment. So I'm really happy with the progress I've made. I am going to ask for a couple of things to be changed. For example, my bottom front teeth, they're still slightly overlapping. And even though I'm happy with the progress it's making, it's not exactly where I want it to be. So I will be talking to my dentist about that tomorrow. I think I'll probably need the refinement trays, which is all included in the price I paid at the beginning. So there's no need to worry about extra expenses with refinement trays. So I'm back home now from the dentist, and I finally got my attachments taken out. My teeth feel super smooth, so that's what my teeth are looking like. I'm really happy with the results. I did mention in the clip previously that I wanted to talk to my dentist about refinement trays because I was still not completely happy with the front bottom teeth. So I did talk to my dentist about that, and he assured me that my teeth are in the right position, because if you look at my teeth from a bird's eye view, then you can see that they're all in line. So I'll just show you guys. The only reason that it looks like one's in front of the other is because this tooth over here is fatter than the one next to it, so it appears to be in front, but it's not. So he told me that refinement trays aren't going to help with that because the teeth are already where they're supposed to be. So he told me an alternative to that would be to smooth it down. So that's what I'm going to get done in my next appointment. He's going to smooth out the top of my teeth, and by the top I mean like the top bottom ones here. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think that will definitely make it look as if they're straight and not in front of the other. It's not a big issue, but I feel like if you're paying for Invisalign, you want it to be exactly how you want it to be, so there's no harm in asking. So here's what to expect in your final Invisalign tray appointment. You'll definitely be getting your attachments taken off, whether you're continuing with refinement trays or whether you're going to get your retainer, and that's because you're going to need to get a 3D scan of your teeth, and you can't have attachments when you're getting that done. As I said, my dentist said I don't need refinement trays, so mine would have been for my retainer trays. However, if you're going to be doing composite bonding, you need to do the composite bonding first and then get the 3D scan of your teeth after that. But before you can do composite bonding, you need to be happy with your teeth whitening. So at the moment, I'm still doing my teeth whitening. I'm going to be doing that for another week. And then after that, I'll be booking an appointment for my composite bonding, and then after that I'll be able to get my 3D scan for my retainers. So yeah, it's a kind of a long process, but we're getting there. But for the meantime, despite me having no attachments, I still have to wear my last Invisalign tray until I get my retainers. So I'm still stuck with these for the meantime. So I just went ahead and got all my Invisalign stuff. So let me just show you what I got. So when I first received my Invisalign trays, it came with this little bag from Invisalign, and in here is just this Invisalign box. It comes with a little Invisalign leaflet here, and then this, which is supposed to be, as my dentist calls it, your new phone, is your Invisalign case, which you're supposed to take everywhere you go with you, and pop your Invisalign trays here. Oh, matches. That was not intentional. Yeah, so you're supposed to take this everywhere you go, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot, or like I felt it was unnecessary. Like whenever I ate, I obviously took my Invisalign trays out, but I just put them in like a tissue. I just remembered that I couldn't throw that tissue away and kept it with me, or I'd put it in my pocket or something. I felt it was a bit unnecessary to carry this around everywhere I go. But yeah, I would recommend you try and keep them in here as much as you can, but obviously if you forget to bring it with you sometimes, it's not the end of the world. You can still eat, just take them out, hold them in your hand, or put them in a tissue or something. And just make sure you don't throw that tissue away. And what else is in here? So, oh, they gave you cleaning crystals, but it only has 2. These are the Invisalign crystals. It came with 2 sachets, which I don't have anymore because I used them. To be honest, I don't really think you need these because you can still clean your Invisalign trays with toothpaste and a toothbrush, just scrub them. Or you can rinse them in water. But these are just like extra if you want them super duper clean. They do leave a funny taste, so I'd probably rinse them with water after that if you use them. And then behind here is like some more Invisalign leaflets. Okay, so next up was the Invisalign trays, which I've actually still got all of mine. So here's all my Invisalign trays. In total, like I said, I had 20. So each Invisalign tray you're only meant to wear for like a week or 2, depends on what your dentist tells you. I only had to wear mine for like a week and a half, and then I'd switch to the next one. Anyone that's worn Invisalign trays before, you know that after a week or 2, after 2 weeks max, they start to go so disgusting. Even if you clean them, they stain really easily. So yeah, it's not really a nice feeling if you have to wear them over 2 weeks, and that usually only happens if you've broken your Invisalign tray, so you have to go back to the week before while you wait for your new ones to be made. Or 2, at the end of your Invisalign journey, when you're waiting for your retainer trays, you still have to wear your old pair of Invisalign trays, and yeah, you just have to wear them for as long as your retainers are made, and that can take weeks. So yeah, it's not a nice feeling having to wear your old dirty retainers, but you gotta do what you gotta do. This was my first pair of Invisalign trays. Looking at them now, they're really dirty and gross, so just ignore that. But so this was my first Invisalign tray. I only had like a mini overbite, and this was the bottom ones. Look how crooked they were. And can you see what I was saying about one of my teeth being in front of all the others, so it looked like I had a chopped tooth? So that's what my teeth used to look like. And anyways, after, where did this one go? So luckily for me, I didn't end up breaking any of my Invisalign trays, so I didn't have to pay to get any new ones. I believe you have to pay if you damage one of them and you need to get a new one of the same one, you need to pay. so thankfully I didn't have to. Okay, let's talk about eating while you're on Invisalign. So obviously your dentist is going to tell you that you shouldn't eat or drink anything unless it's water with your Invisalign on. And I would stick by that. I did try to chew gum once with my Invisalign on. It was such a bad idea. I thought I could chew and then spit the gum out. No, the gum got stuck to the Invisalign and my mouth was like, the chewing gum had spread all over the Invisalign. It was just not a nice feeling. I don't know if I can find you an example. Oh, some of these are so gross. These were the trays I was wearing while I chewed gum. Obviously this was like a couple of months ago now, so these are disgusting, but you can see this was the side here that I chewed the gum on, and this side's not too bad, but this side is just nasty. Same with this. So yeah, I do not recommend you chew gum at all. That is a big no-no. So another thing about eating while you're on Invisalign is if you're eating foods such as curries, which I love, I would recommend you brush your teeth right after. Your dentist is going to recommend that you brush your teeth before you put your trays back on. So after you've eaten, just brush your teeth. Obviously this isn't really ideal if you're outdoors. I've done this a couple of times while I've been on my Invisalign trays, but I'd eat any food that dyes your teeth or has a stain, and I'd not bother brushing my teeth after I ate. I just drank some water and I was like, yeah, my teeth look clean, they feel clean, the food is gone. And then I'd put the trays back on, take them off a couple of hours later, and I noticed that the Invisalign are yellow. I probably have a couple of trays here which are completely yellow. This one here, clear, right? This one didn't actually get too stained. This one here, can you see the difference? That was probably after eating a curry, that one. Your Invisalign trays get stained really easily, so I would definitely recommend you brush your teeth before you put them on. With anything else, like pretty much anything else, bread, cereal, eggs, I wouldn't really bother with brushing my teeth after I eaten, especially if I'm like outdoors or something. But I guess it's all up to you. It's whether you feel comfortable brushing your teeth after every time you eat or just rinsing your mouth and putting the Invisalign back on. But I didn't notice it caused me any trouble, like my teeth didn't start rotting or decaying or anything. As long as you brush your teeth in the morning and at night time before you go to bed, and after you wake up, then you should be all good. For the first couple of months I did buy a portable toothbrush and mini toothpaste, and I carried it along with me, and I'd go to the toilets and just brush my teeth there because I was so like OCD about doing everything the right way, and I wanted to brush my teeth right after I ate. After a couple of months I stopped doing that, and I just decided that it wasn't that big of a deal. I could just eat, make sure that all the food has gone away from my mouth and like no food was stuck in your teeth, and put them back on. So it's really up to you whether you want to carry a mini toothbrush and brush your teeth right after or not. So confidence wise, obviously Invisalign is something you have to take out when you're eating outdoors. You can get some weird looks, you can get some conversation starters, people's like, oh, you have Invisalign. Or sometimes I'd go to the bathroom and take them out there because I was too like weirded out to take them out in public, and I'd get people giving me weird looks in the bathroom. It's just because Invisalign's still kind of like a new thing, I think, and especially the older generation, they don't really know about it that much, so people are just curious as to what it is that you're taking out your mouth. Especially like if I'm eating on the bus as well, I'll be sitting next to someone and I'll be like really wanting to eat, so I'm not just going to stop myself from eating just because I don't want to take those things out. By the end of it I was just like, you know what, who cares, take them out. One of the common misconceptions of Invisalign is that you lose weight. Why? Because people assume that because you have Invisalign you can't snack on things. I would say that's a myth about Invisalign. Obviously you're supposed to wear your Invisalign trays for 22 hours a day, but that didn't stop me from snacking. Maybe that was just me. I still ate whatever I wanted to eat. I just took them out, ate, put them back in. Obviously sometimes if I was like at work and someone offered me like a cupcake or something, I'd usually decline it just because it would be a hassle to take them out while I'm working and then have to wash my hands again, put them back in, make sure my teeth are clean. So some snacks I did decline. I didn't see any reduction in weight though, so maybe that was just me. So I know one of the downsides of Invisalign is that people often forget to put their retainers back in, or they forget about them, or they refuse to put them back in because it's so painful. So after the first couple of weeks, probably after when I was on the 3rd week, I kind of got used to it. I didn't even have to think anymore about taking them out or putting them back in. It just kind of became a habit. And obviously because you're only taking them out to eat, it should always be by your side. Like, you're not going to leave them at home while you go out to eat outside. You just take them with you. So I didn't think it was too tricky having to remember to put them back in and take them out. After the first couple of weeks, probably after the first month of having Invisalign, is when I started to notice a big change in the movement on my teeth, and I started to notice it actually working. So I was really excited, I was really happy. I was constantly looking at my teeth in the mirror. I was like, oh my god, they're shifting, they're becoming straight. I was so happy with them. My sister said I was a bit obsessed with my teeth, of course. You're allowed to be obsessed, it's fine. So yeah, I started seeing the first change after probably a month of wearing them, and from then on they just kept shifting and shifting and shifting and became better and better and better. The longest I probably went without wearing my Invisalign was probably 6 hours one time, which is really bad, I know. But that was just on a one-time occasion. I only realised when it was nighttime, so I quickly brushed my teeth and I brushed them and I tried to put them back on, and I realised just how much your teeth shift. As soon as I tried to put them back in, I was like, oh my god, it's the pain again from the first week or two that I had. It was like they'd shifted. Not all the way, but they'd shifted. So I just had to suffer the consequence. You just had to put them back in and just not take them out for like a couple of hours. So yeah, I don't recommend going long periods of time without wearing your Invisalign trays because your teeth will shift. Okay, I think I've talked about most of the points about while you're on Invisalign. If there are any other questions you want to know while you're on Invisalign, do let me know in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer them or make another video. So now that we've talked about what it's like being on Invisalign and leading up to getting your Invisalign trays, let's talk about what happens after Invisalign. So part of my Invisalign treatment included teeth whitening. So after my second last tray of Invisalign, my dentist gave me the teeth whitening kit. It basically came with syringes, which I've used all of them but one. I think this one still has quite a fair bit of teeth whitening left. There are basically 4 syringes like this. You get your Invisalign tray. Let me just show you with this one here. And you put a little dot on each one and then you put it in your teeth and you leave it there for like an hour or 2. I can't lie, I think I really have some sensitive gums or something, but this teeth whitening product was so strong. It whitened my gums like temporarily for like 10 minutes after, and it was just so painful. Basically the way it works is for around a week or 2, once a day, you have to put the teeth whitening on for like an hour or 2 every single day for around 2 weeks. I would dread the times I had to use that. Obviously it did make a difference and my teeth are pretty white, but the feeling was just not nice. I do have a video where I did a study with me and I showed you guys me trying the teeth whitening for the first time, so you guys can see my reaction in here or here. I had to wait 10 days after the teeth whitening to be able to do the composite bonding, which I'm about to get onto. Let's get onto composite bonding, which is the last part of my teeth journey. I've been through it all. Teeth whitening, composite bonding, Invisalign, what's next? The only thing I've not been through is braces, and I hope I never have to go through that. Okay, so with the composite bonding, here's what my teeth look like before composite bonding, and here's what my teeth look like after composite bonding. So as you can see, my teeth were in pretty good condition before the composite bonding. They were still pretty straight. It was mainly like the unevenness in the front of your teeth and also the side teeth. It kind of annoyed me how it wasn't straight. My teeth were very like tiny and square and I just wanted to perfect them. I felt like I'd done Invisalign, I paid all this money to get them this way. I might as well like add the cherry on top, which was the composite bonding, just to like perfect them even more. And I'm so glad I did that. In this appointment I had, I was discussing with my dentist the composite bonding, and he told me that before I do composite bonding I need to wait 10 days after I've done the teeth whitening, which was the minimum amount of time because your teeth are still very sensitive after you've done the teeth whitening, so you have to wait a couple of days to be able to do the composite bonding. This was like a couple of weeks ago. This is coming up to the present moment, and I was kind of stressing out with the time wise because I'm going on holiday in 4 days. The appointment they gave me was on the 6th of April for my composite bonding, which was around 14 days after my teeth whitening. But then I realised the nighttime retainer takes around a week to arrive. It might not arrive in time before I go on holiday, so I was kind of stressing. I was like, I either need to delay the composite bonding until I come back from holiday or get the permanent retainer done ASAP so I can take it with me on a holiday. So my dentist was really nice and they called the lab and they were like, hey look, do you think you can get the retainer done ASAP? And surprisingly they said that they can get it done in 24 hours, which was great, and I've just received them today. So these are my retainers. They look kind of similar to my Invisalign trays, but they're a lot chunkier. I don't know if that's just me, but this part, it goes like on your mouth as well, whereas the Invisalign ones didn't have that. They were like a lot tinier. As you can see, there's like excess material here. These are both for the bottom teeth. So they are made of different material. With the Invisalign trays, you can kind of see like a design on them, kind of like this design over here. Oh, excuse the dust, but the Invisaligns kind of have like this design here. But with your permanent retainer, there is no design, it's just kind of like smooth plastic. But they do feel very, very big and chunky. These are both for the top teeth. You can kind of see that this one, my permanent retainer, has more excess plastic here. Your dentist will tell you whether you have to wear them for 6 months daily, just like you were wearing with your Invisalign trays, or if you can just wear them at nighttime. My dentist told me I had to wear them for 6 months, like as if they were Invisalign trays, and then only at nighttime after that, so I should be wearing them now. And they feel really weird. They just feel really bulky, and this kind of does give me a lisp, so I'm probably going to take them out just for the sake of the video. Today's the day. I'm getting my composite bonding done today, which I've been waiting for a couple of weeks for. I'm just going to show you guys my teeth before, what I'm hoping to get done, and obviously the results. This is my teeth with my Invisalign on. So what we're going to be doing today at the dentist is smoothing the teeth down to make them all level at the bottom. Obviously not unnaturally level, they're going to make like slightly curvy. And then the top teeth, I'm getting composite bonding on the 4 teeth here. I'm so excited. I'm hoping it's not going to be painful. I feel like nothing can really prepare you for that change. Like, I'm feeling my teeth and I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, this is going to be the last time I'm seeing them, but I just know that even after I've done the composite bonding and my teeth are changed, I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot what it feels like to have my old teeth. And that's just something that you can't really prepare for. And I don't even know if you guys understand what I mean. But it was the same with my Invisalign before I had my crooked teeth. Now I think back to that time and I'm like, I don't even remember what it feels like to have crooked teeth anymore. If you've had braces, you probably know what I mean. If you haven't, I don't really know how else to explain what I'm trying to say. But yeah, nothing can prepare you for the change your teeth are going to experience. Goodbye, teeth. Alright, let's get it. I'm in love. I can't lie though, I only got the composite bonding done yesterday, and the whole of yesterday I was debating whether I liked them or not, but I think, you know when you get something done, like when you dye your hair for the first time, or when you get something extravagant done, like composite bonding, it changes the whole shape of your teeth. You're just not used to seeing yourself with that, so you're kind of like, do I like it, do I not? But looking at them now, I'm in love. I love them. I just wasn't used to them the first day. So yeah, the composite bonding, the appointment was meant to be a 2.5 hour appointment. It ended up being 3 hours and 15 minutes. I was just sat there the whole time with my mouth open. I had this like mouthpiece that opens your mouth up, and I had that on for the whole duration of the appointment. It was not very pleasant. It was not very comfortable, but yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I felt like my dentist was really focusing on getting the teeth in a great shape and he wasn't rushing it. The appointment was going over time, and because I had to get my retainers made in 24 hours, there was actually someone from the lab that was coming to the dentist practice to pick the molds up at 12:30, and my appointment was supposed to finish at 12:30, and it got to like 1:15 and I was still sat there with work being done to my mouth. So yeah, I think my dentist was kind of like feeling the pressure towards the end, and he still took his time on everything, and perfected everything, which I'm really happy about. As well as the composite bonding, I just realized I also got something else done to my teeth, which was the permanent retainer. So the permanent retainer is basically a retainer that is attached on the top of your mouth and at the bottom too. I'm going to be getting a permanent retainer put on the bottom teeth as well after I come back from my holiday. But yeah, I have a permanent retainer at the top of my mouth. I'll see if I can insert a picture. My camera is about to die, so this is not good. I gotta wrap the video up. The permanent retainer was not painful at all. The composite bonding, zero pain. For once, my teeth weren't sensitive. Some dentists only recommend you have one, either the nighttime retainers or the permanent retainer. I chose to get both done, and my dentist was okay with that, just because I really do not want my teeth shifting back at all. Like, I love my teeth, I want to keep them this way. There's a few differences between the permanent retainer and the nighttime retainer. The nighttime retainer, you obviously need to have trust in yourself that you're going to wear them nightly, every single night. But to be honest, if you've done Invisalign, you've been wearing these trays constantly, so I think it's not really even that bad to have to wear the nighttime retainers. My camera just died, so I'm just filming the last bit of this video on my phone. But yeah, as I was saying, some advantages of it is that you can't feel anything on your teeth. Obviously, with the permanent retainer, you can actually feel it at the back of your mouth. Something I was really worried about is I thought the permanent retainer was going to give me a lisp. As you can see, I do not have a lisp. Do not worry, the permanent retainer does not give you a lisp. Actually, it might to you, but to me, from my personal experience, it didn't give me a lisp. Some disadvantages of the permanent retainer is that it can fall out apparently, and it can break. I haven't had the experience yet, and we got it put in yesterday, so I guess I'll keep you guys updated in a couple of months' time. So yeah, that's basically my teeth journey complete. The only thing I have left to do to them is add the permanent retainer to the bottom teeth, which I'll be doing after my holiday. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with my teeth journey. Also, with the composite bonding, I forgot to mention I managed to do it in one session. I know some people have to come back and do it in 2 sessions, but I was lucky enough to be able to just do it in one. One thing to know with composite bonding is your teeth do feel kind of rough right after it, but you will get follow-up appointments to polish them down and smoothen them down. And composite bonding is a safe procedure. It's not permanent because it only lasts around 10 years. It's not like the 10 years will come and then suddenly it'll fall off. It can last longer than 10 years, but yeah, it's just a rough estimation. And it doesn't damage your natural teeth. Like, my natural teeth are still there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to do with my teeth journey. If you have any more questions or there's something I haven't answered yet, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer that. Thank you guys so much for watching my first sit down video. Oh my gosh, it feels weird sitting down and talking to the camera, but yeah, I hope it was informative. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!